Hi, it's me, your friendly friend Gail, and this is my buddy Nagito, and we're gonna watch Miraculous Season 4, Soul Crusher, which is going to crush my soul. So, I've tried to keep as spoiler-free as possible before I did this series, because, quite honestly, I like getting just blank impressions, just not knowing anything and seeing what happens and how I feel directly after that. I think it gives the most authentic feeling, you don't have any preconceptions of what's going to happen because you don't know what's going to happen. This is not going to be one of those times. I already know that this is going to be an episode in which Zoe becomes a thing, and I know she's going to take over the Be Miraculous, and I know I'm going to hate it because I don't really see a lot of options for how I won't. I've been pretty vocal about how I feel about Chloe's whole arc and how messed up it is, and how clearly just it started off as something and it just crashed and burned into the ground, and this is gonna hurt. So, my predictions. Here's what I think is going to happen. Zoe's going to come in and either this is the episode where she gets akumatized because they finally have a new character, so they gotta akumatize everybody once, or this is the episode where she becomes the new Queen Bee. I know she's not called Queen Bee, but I don't know the name of the superhero yet. If it is the one where she is akumatized, I hope it gives her good character. I want to go in, I want to be surprised. I don't want to go in and have Zoe be stupid. I don't want her to be perfect in every way, shape, or form, and so she becomes like a beautiful, a perfectly Mary Sue character to fit into the Queen Bee mold, now that Chloe is not there. And I don't have a lot of hope for her, but I mean, I'm willing to give her a shot. I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that they thoroughly thought this through and they don't want to make me angry. Well, let's see how that goes. That was the worst piece of fan fiction garbage I've ever seen. Could they be any more obvious? Oh, guys, Chloe was so bad all along. Look at how awful she is. She's never done a good thing in her life. Really, she's the source of all evil, and this poor misunderstood half-sister who went to a boarding school all along. Wow! So sad. So misunderstood. She wanted to be an actress, but she was acting all along. Guys, don't you feel for her? If you haven't gotten it by now, yeah, I hate Zoe. And I knew I would, because I knew this was where it was going, but I was really hoping they would surprise me. Turns out they don't have any original ideas anymore, and so their only idea was to say, let's make someone who's close to Chloe, but who's all the things Chloe isn't, like good and honest and a little bit clumsy, but she cares about people. Yeah, her only flaw was wanting to be part of the family, so she pretended to be like them. That's her flaw. That's her fatal flaw, and she's so quirky. She painted her own shoes. Isn't that quirky? She's so weird. No one would ever like a beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick in a boarding school who comes from rich parents. They get bullied incessantly. So yeah, this is stupid. Clearly they're going for Zoe is the victim in all this, and I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way because it's clear with how this is going. It's going to be like, oh, Zoe is a victim of her family's circumstances, and therefore we should help her and we should love her and, give her all the support she needs. But on the same hand, we've established that the parents are both abusive to Chloe. Like, Zoe's arc is going to be her parents are abusive. Like, not like physically, but like they're bad parents. And so that's why she needs extra support from her friends. But they're Chloe's parents too. So it's just, oh, Chloe's now irredeemable because she grew up with those people directly, and so she became like them. Whereas since Zoe was far enough away, she's now redeemable because she wasn't with them long enough. You know, like, that's such a strange lesson to give to this. Going through the episode, the battle was stupid. The only thing I liked as a concept was the fact that the Akuma wasn't on the person. It was actually separated from the akumatized villain, which I think was really an interesting thing. They could have done more with it, but they didn't, obviously. But that was an interesting, it doesn't have to be on the person. It could be a thing that's separate, that's put to the side, and that can, be something that, I don't know, that could be used to build up some sort of, difficulty if the, object isn't necessarily on their person while they're fighting, and so they have to split up. They didn't really go that far with it in this, but it is what it is. If you were wondering if this is the episode you were waiting for because you wanted to see my reaction to Zoe, yes, 100% I don't like Zoe. This is kind of superficial, but does anyone else look at Zoe and think that she looks like she's not part of the cast? Like, I don't know if it's... honestly, I think it's her hair. It might be her face shape. I don't know. Something about how this model is put together just doesn't look like the other models. Like, it looks like a late... like, it looks like if you have Barbie dolls and you put, like, a Bratz doll in there, and it's like, they're similar, but, like, something's clearly off. Feels a little bit like that. She kinda, obviously, she's gonna be in a couple more episodes. She's gonna stick around for a while. And she's kinda already given off not like other chick vibes. And, yeah, the whole thing just rubs me the wrong way. Especially because I think Zoe as a character I could have lived with if she wasn't related to Chloe. Because if she had her own issues or whatever, that's fine. But it goes back to that abuse thing of Chloe having such awful parents. And then in this one, for some reason, her dad decides to be like a good father, but not to her, but to his stepdaughter. Like, he actually is like, I'll help you, and I'll keep them off your back, and give you some insight and be fatherly. And that is the most fatherly affection we've seen from this guy in 4 seasons. So, it's so fanfiction-y. It reads so much like some person who didn't like Chloe and wanted to put their OC in there to become the new queen bee. And so they were like, oh, I'm Chloe's half-sister. I was away at a boarding school the entire time, and now I've just come back. But I don't really get along with my family. But the one guy, he's nice to me. My stepdad, he's nice to me and isn't like he is in the rest of the show. He suddenly changes for me, and Marinette would be my friend, and they'd all respect me, and I'd, like all this kind of stuff that just very self-insert fanfiction feeling. So yeah, that's how I'm categorizing this episode. This episode was fanfiction. It was atrocious. It makes me very not excited for any of the future episodes, because I know she's gonna turn into that new superhero, and it's just clearly the Chloe Dunk train has not left this. Like, it's still in the station. It's raring to go. They got miles on that baby, and they're going to milk it until they, like, thoroughly, any fan who was like, oh, Chloe redemption arc, oh, Chloe being this, Chloe being that, nah. They're going ham on this until you're either forced out of the fandom because, heaven forbid, you like Chloe after this season, or you have to change your mind about everything because I guess she's an awful human being now, and they're not gonna do anything with her. It's just so sad. So the next episode is called Queen Banana. I'm looking forward to Queen Banana. And also, Still Here has Thomas's OC, his self-insert in, so can't wait for that. If there isn't one scene where Thomas, the self-insert character, just goes, yeah, I hate Chloe. If he doesn't come in and just like smack her across the face as like a literal representation of how he feels about this character, I mean, they've lost an opportunity, but we'll talk about that and more on the next episode. Bye-bye! Hi there, it's the end of the video, my friend. Hit the bell if it was okay, I'm sure I'll make good content someday. I'll play some games or do some drawing, Pokemon and fights with darling, video essays and reviews. I couldn't do it without you, so thanks, like and subscribe.